These are just few cultural differences I quite quickly noticed while being in Barcelona. Yeah. And before I say anything, I know that every city is different. I know that Barcelona doesn't represent the whole country. And that's why I also love traveling, because I love seeing how people live in different places. And it's so interesting what one country does to another country, or maybe their smart ways of living. So that's just a disclaimer. The first thing I noticed right away when I arrived, the street crossings. It's not like the regular, like this. They kind of have made it a little smarter, but if you're a traveler, it's easier for you to get lost, and it would not make sense how crossing a street could make you make it easier for you to get lost. But it's not like that. It's like this. It's like a 5, not the square, it's a 5. Okay, I found an image on Google, maybe from the top. It's easier to actually understand, but it's just like you go there, then you go there, then you go there. So from your mind it'll be like, okay, I'm going straight, but then you kind of little bitly turn, and then you're like, I'm going that way. No, actually that was the wrong way. It's kind of tricky for your brain, but that was really interesting. But actually it's really smart, because they use the space wisely, and in that area it's like car stops, car parking, or like a coffee restaurant spot to eat out. Super smart, but interesting and confusing. The next thing about streets, wide streets, a lot of wide streets, and mostly they're one-way streets, except from the big roads, big streets, like the main streets, main streets. Most of the streets are one way, and then the next street will be the other way, which is easier if you want to cross it, not where you should cross, or when it's the red light. You just have to look to one side and that's it. Okay, next thing. A lot of people whistle, like inside or in the gym, or just whistling indoors loudly, just like casually. But I think it's their more culture, they just do that. Because in our country where I live in Latvia, it's this Eastern Europe country. We have this belief, like old saying, that if you whistle inside, it causes bad luck. Like you're basically asking for bad luck. It's just like interesting how traditions, or just like old beliefs, old traditions are in different countries. Bad English. They don't speak English at all. 90, I don't know how many %. I literally went to like reception, not in the hotel but in the gym, and I had a question, like a problem, and he's like, I don't speak English, we're in Spain, we're in Spain, write me an email and I'll translate it. But like mostly nowhere, like anywhere, they're like, even in restaurants or places like that, they completely don't get the idea or what I'm saying, so they just think, oh yeah, this is the menu we have, even though that's not what I asked for. Like, not at all. So be prepared for that they won't really catch what you're saying. Obviously in hotels they should know the hotel, but in like even supermarkets, restaurants, coffee shops, mostly no. The temperature doesn't feel like it shows. Example, I know more southern countries it's quite typical. For example, it shows +10 Celsius. I feel like it's +16, or it shows it's +15. In sun it feels like +22. I'm boiling, dying, and then randomly the wind comes and I'm freezing and it actually feels like +13. So that's another thing to keep in mind, that one second you'll be cold and the next second you'll be super hot, but then again you'll be freezing your ass off, kinda. So yeah, be prepared. You still have to have some layers. It depends on when you're traveling to like those countries. Obviously in summer there's no layers. that year doesn't exist. It's super hot. But I went in January to like to Spain, so it's quite kind of chilly. But then again, in sun, it's super hot, warm. Not swimmable, but warm. It depends also on days. And most of the streets, supermarkets, they're actually written like markets, like a cat. But I've noticed this in a lot of places, southern again, like Mediterranean. Supermarket, even those are those small corner shops like 7-Eleven idea, small, the necessities, small like items, small shops, small grocery shop, not a supermarket. Why do they call it like a supermarket or just like a supermarket, even though it isn't? Nothing even close to it. Floor 1 is floor 0. How many times did I went to the wrong floor or didn't hit the first floor that actually is floor 0 for them? Like when you step in the elevator, when you just get into the hotel, wherever, it's ground floor 0. It's not floor 1. I mean, in UK it was the same, but where I live, at least in Eastern Europe, floor 0 is floor 1. You step in the elevator right when you have just come into from the streets. I mean, it's now when I'm starting to think about it, it's quite makes sense why floor 0 is floor 0, because you're literally at 0. You're not on the first. But again, listen, when you're in an apartment building regular, it's first floor. When it's the lowest, it's first floor, not floor 0. It's like, where do you live? Floor 0? Floor 0? Yeah, no. You're living on the first floor. I'm getting twisted with the words, but yeah, that was quite interesting because I always push floor 1 when I'm going down, and the floor 1 I get out, I'm like, oh damn, I have to walk down another stairs because I'm on floor 1, which is floor 2 for us, for me. Anyways, I don't know in which countries this thing exists, if you get my idea. In the toilets, some of the locks are quite interesting in like public bathrooms, or the wash, the taps, they're quite like separated, or the soap is super separated. I don't know, a few of the places I noticed that in like restaurants. That's nothing crazy, it's just a random thing I noticed. So many people in the gym wear, again, random thing, wear barefoot shoes. And I'm not saying just, oh, I saw a few people. No, like 50%. So they do know good amount about barefoot life, I guess, or how good beneficial it is to wear barefoot shoes, but also how good it is to lift in them, to be a flat sole for your feet, and no elevation when you're lifting, like squatting, deadlifting, whatever, and no cushion shoes, but like at least 50%, and they all look like super cool. And also people in gyms, like tripods, really cool gym fits, like they know what they're doing, filming like content. Love it. Like the gym community, at least the gym I went to, it was more like this type of cooler, newer gym where people like that go to. Paying system and the cash machines, when you go to a place to pay, for example, it can be a not like a grocery store, but for example a souvenir shop or even a restaurant. One time I give her the money. It was like a quick stop in the supermarkets in a big mall. I wanted to get a smoothie. They have smoothies and like some sandwiches, whatever. And she was like, no, put it there. And it's like in front, it's like a machine. You put the bills in and also the coins. It's kind of like in the supermarket, you can just pay with cash or card when you're self-assisting yourself. But just also in like a restaurant or a coffee shop. And the same thing, or similar thing, it was entering Park Güell to pay. I was giving him already the bill. He's like, no, put it there down. It's like cool, they don't have to touch the money, or they don't have to calculate how much they have to give back, like the change. They don't have to deal with the money thing. That machine does it for you. And also, or it doesn't have they don't have in a lot of places the regular cash. They have, again, like the automates. Like I went to this chocolate store, a souvenir kind of store, and I gave her the bill. Yes, the money, cash. She took it from me, but then she put it in this cash machine, not like the regular, but like this automatic. Not automatic, but basically that calculates how much you have put in by itself, if you get what I mean. Which is really cool and interesting. So many vegan options. Restaurants. I just randomly walking, fully vegan restaurant. Oh, fully vegan restaurant. Or just like in restaurants itself, so many vegan options. Coffee shops. Fully vegan coffee shop. So if you're a veggie, plant-based, vegan, or just like this type of food, life, living, like to try it out. There in Barcelona, it was super a lot. Like a lot to choose from. I've heard that in Madrid it's the same, but I recently saw this list of top 15 cities for vegan options, and Barcelona was the third one. The first one was London. I don't remember which was the second one, but the third one was Barcelona. That says a lot. But in grocery stores, the vegan like mock meats or like something like that, it's not that much. UK, you can't compare it to UK grocery stores. Lidl was the best one, definitely, and also cheaper, and yeah, the best one. But like plant-based milks everywhere, super affordable, super accessible, many options to choose from. Random thing, so many of those bright phone stores, like phone case stores, you're literally walking in the old town, there's like so bright lights, like I don't know where you're going to go, like extremely white, and they're inside like these phone cases, but like so many, like they basically felt like one street was only of that. I don't know. Okay, another random thing, I saw a Tesla taxi, cool. Another random thing, Taco Bell and Aldi, but the Aldi was nothing similar like the real Aldi in UK. It felt like Spanish version. The logo was even Spanish version, but inside nothing like similar. The products weren't like Aldi style, like, or logos or anything like that. Nothing like that. It just felt like another Spanish grocery store. Tap water or places to fill up your water bottle. By the beach also, you just have to see where it is, but also in the city. But the water, at least in the city where I tried from those stops, it didn't taste good at all. Like nothing to even good tasting or okay tasting. I don't know how about other stops, but where I tried it was ugh. So those were the few random things I remember from my trip, the few differences I experienced. That's why I like traveling, because it just broadens my point of view. Comment down below if you have ever been to Spain. Did you notice any differences? Any cultural differences? Maybe shocks? Let me that down below, and support me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. It's like €5 donation, as I don't earn anything as from social media. It would mean a lot to me as a small creator to be able to make and produce better content. If you're still watching, please subscribe. My goal, my dream is to become a full-time content creator. And it feels like 1 subscriber is nothing, but it adds up. Thank you. These are a few things that were quite different or very different, or just like random things I noticed that I was like, wow, what? Huh? Interesting.